Hi guys. I think you can see me. It's giving me a weird screen here on my end. So, hey. Hey, it's Kathryn with Balance Gym. I wore my Balance Gym shirt. I actually did what I was supposed to do. So, guys, I'm trying to check you guys out over here so that I can hopefully see your comments. So, if you're on, please give me like a thumbs up or something. Is anyone out there? Am I all alone in the universe? Oh, I am a little early. Like, I'm second early. I'm going to play around with some lights here while you guys are getting yourselves set to join me. Is anyone on? It's giving me a weird screen, and that's why I'm so self-conscious about this. But, hi guys! So I'm just going to assume that y'all are on with me, and it's so lonely out there. Hi, welcome to my crazy house. Welcome to this Pilates workout. The lights look a little weird on me, but I'm trying this webcam setup so that you can hopefully see a little more of what's going on with me. You're probably seeing too much of my house, more than you want to see. But I'm going to bring you a little closer. So, guys, we're going to do a little Pilates Sculpt workout. If you're joining, yay! Okay, somebody is out there in the universe. Guys, are you feeling crazy yet? While we're waiting for folks to jump on, first I'm going to try to slow down because I talk real fast when I'm nervous, and I always get nervous with you guys. I don't know. I'm getting used to this. I think I remember my first live was with Balance 2 weeks ago. It's been a crazy 2 weeks. I'm sure it's been a crazy couple weeks for you, and some of you have been working from home way longer than I've been, mostly out of work, but doing this work. So I'm sure you're probably even more stir crazy than I am. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Marisol! Oh my goodness, yay! I love it when I see folks from other studios who I've taught, jumping on over here. Great. Balance is a great place. So, guys, but today I was thinking, just in terms of from a perspective standpoint, sometimes music's really helpful. I can't play music, by the way, because Facebook will just cut this off, understandably, because I don't own the rights to that music. They want to make sure that we're paying the right artists for their work, and but music can be really great for me for perspective. I was teaching a class from my living room earlier, and on came Good Vibrations, or Feel the Vibrations, whatever that Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch song was, right? If you know what song I'm talking about, it was like that one-hit wonder before Mark Wahlberg became famous movie star. Mark Wahlberg, he was a singer and a New Kids on the Block younger brother, if I remember correctly, or if I have my history right. So I was thinking, like, just about how much time has passed and how it feels like forever, but it's really only been a couple weeks. We're gonna get through this together. It's gonna be fine. And we have all these fun ways of connecting with each other that we didn't have before. So I'm not trying by any means to say that this is a good thing, that we're in this situation. I certainly do not want to make light of the seriousness of the situation, but I am trying my darndest to find the positives, especially on days that are, make it a little harder. So now that I've maybe bummed you out, let's go ahead and get some work done. So we've got like fun work. Things you'll need, which I should have told you before I started philosophizing. You'll need some kind of slidey object. So, and I would actually like you to get two. So a towel. I'm using two. These are Val slides or furniture sliders, gliders. But something that I've been finding works really well on carpet, or if you have a smooth surface, like this mat's a really smooth surface, is a box. Like this I got a little purse, and I save these boxes because I think I'm going to use them for storage, but then I don't. That's another story. We can talk. If any of you are professional organizers and you want to do a trade of personal training, and I need a little help with the chaos of this house. But yeah, so these a box like this works really well. So it slides, your foot can go right in it. So if you're doing something like, oop, as I just break the box. So if you're doing something that slides, or today what we're going to be doing is some work on our hands sliding out. Now, if you're on hardwood floors, socks work great. And I know you probably wouldn't put socks on your hands, but so I'm wearing slippers because I'm freezing and I refuse to turn the heat on because I'm trying to save money, right? But you can use like slippers, so long as they don't have grips. These have grips, so I'm just going to go on the other side. And they'll work just as well as a slidey, oh, you can't see that, as a slidey type object. So feel free to grab anything. I mean, shoot, if you want to, grab like a rag and mop your floors while we're doing these exercises. So I think I'm actually probably going to warm up pretty fast, so I won't need these. We're going to get started. I know a bunch of you are on and you've got a short lunch break that you're trying to get in a workout on. So let's go ahead and start on our mats. So now you grabbed your glider. And we had some requests today for a little upper body work. I love it when you guys give me requests because otherwise I'm just shooting in the dark here trying to like hope that I give you something you want. But if you tell me what you want, then at least I know I make one of you happy. So it makes my life easier. And then you get what you want. So it's like we all win. So I know it's a little crooked. I might mess with that because I'm a little OCD about that kind of thing. Sit nice and tall and we're going to start to round on down. And come on up. We exhale as we come up. Sorry, I told you to exhale. So give yourself an inhale as you're rolling down. And I'm just coming down to my low back here. So I'm trying to find that low back. And some of you might not even be able to get to your low backs. And it's not a comment on your strength. For many of you, especially a lot of my women who are working out with me right now, if your low back is really flexible, if back bends are no trouble for you, then it makes sense that rounding in the opposite direction, like trying to bend in the opposite direction, might not be as easy. Thinking about just letting yourself round the back. Think of this more like a stretch than an ab exercise, even though it should be lighting up those abs as well. And I actually think most good stretches have some level of muscle engagement so that we're not overstretching our joints, so that it's something that's really safe and supported. So think of this as a stretch. It's a roll down, rolling down. I'm going to take this now all the way down and just find a hollow body or a C-curve shape. Take your hands away and just hold. And just notice what's happening with your body. So things I'm noticing for me, this leg, this quad feels a little tight. So, because this is a very lengthened position. My neck is feeling okay right now, but I can tell it might need a little support later on today. So maybe I'll have a yoga block handy or a rolled up towel. Holding here for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Let's bring the knees in and send arms and legs out. We'll pull them in and send arms and legs out. We're in with an exhale. So really take that time. Exhale all the air. Inhale, get some new air. Exhale all that old air out. Try to keep the tailbone down. So instead of like lifting the hips like this, I'm going to try to keep that butt down and really fold at the hips. This is called double leg stretch because it is a stretch. It's a release for those hips, even though it's a pretty big ab exercise as well. Pull it in and send it out and hug the knees into the chest and squeeze. Take a moment here. Just wiggle those knees just a little just to get some mobility here. Pulling in again, one knee in, one leg out. We pull, pull, we pull, pull. Pull, 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 pull. You can support your head with your hands if you like, and then just check out your active flexibility. Make sure those knees aren't twisting. We do this one every single class because it's such a good one just to light up those abs, get those hips moving. Notice if you feel crunching or clicking in your hips. We don't want things to crunch or click. So sometimes if that's happening, a little extra pull in from underneath can really help to take some of that clicking sounds away. And last one, hug the knees into the chest and squeeze. Take a moment. Roll side to side. Okay, y'all. Let's curl forward. One last thing here. We'll take this pull, 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 pull. Getting that nice stretch for the backs of the legs. If you want to rest your head, you can, but you might just want a little bend through your knees or to not take the bottom leg quite so low. We pull, 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 pull. You have 4. You have 3. You have 2. You have 1. And hug the knees into the chest and squeeze. Nice work, y'all. Let's come around onto our sides. Let's do a quick little inner thigh series. I like to work inner thighs. I think that, I like to work everything, but I am working on inner thigh strength right now and trying to connect inner thighs with my abs. I feel like there's a lot of disconnects between my upper and lower body, and so I'm going to lift up. I'm crossing this top leg over. Now I'm just placing this foot on the floor. My toes are going out. I've only recently started to get this flexibility, and it's still not where it really needs to be for this. Ideally, my knee would be pointing out, but my hips would be square, which for me is just a little too much in my rotators or outer glutes. If you can't even get your foot on the floor and keep your hips stacked and forward, you can absolutely just put your toe on the ground and bring your knee in like this. That's fine. We're taking it up and hold, up and hold, up and hold, up and hold, up and hold. Now I know when I first learned this exercise, I was like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to rest your head on your hand like this. That's something that was always drilled into me, up and hold, up and hold. But the way it was explained to me was that this follows the natural curve that your spine is making. So long as you're not twisting your head, it's okay. That said, I really want you to feel safe in this exercise. So if laying down on a pillow or your elbow here feels better for you, that's what you want to do. Let's take some circles. Around, around, around. Circles. Let's go the other way, around. Think of the up of the circle, up and around, up and around. I'm kicking myself for talking so much during that first part of this because now my inner thigh is dying and we have to match it on the other side. So I have a sense of what we did, at least. Taking that one leg out, crossing over, lifting up, and just again, take that time to get really set up with those hips stacked. If you can put the foot down, I'm a little better on this side than on my other side. But really just listen to your body. Every day's a little different. Up and hold, up and hold. Oh, and just like last week, after this, I'm going to go over to my page and do just a little stretch series. So that's Kathryn Elizabeth Kelly. And I'll comment so you guys can find me. And I'm going to make it public this time. I think last week I only made it available to my friends. I'm still learning this stuff. Up and hold. Up and hold. Really feel that inner thigh. But we're going to do a little stretch series that I've been working on. I've been hurting a lot in my hips from all the extra work, but also the extra sitting in some weird positions. So maybe that's something that you can relate to. Up and hold. Up and hold. Up and hold. And 3, and 2, and 1. Let's circle around. Keeping it up. Try to keep this top leg really still. So notice if a lot is wiggling when you're doing this. You want to think about, like, what's the one thing moving? Circle the other way. Around. Around. Hey, Maddie. Around. Around. I found my clothes. Around. Around. The drama of me and my laundry and trying to find my balanced gym shirts. Shake it out. Or forgetting to put them on. I was good today. So let's come around. So hopefully you felt your inner thighs there. Let's come around into a plank. So this is going to be tough after what we just did. This is where you're going to use whatever is glidey, whatever you're using that glides. So again, I'm using gliders, but you can absolutely use, if you're on carpet or a smoother surface, like this mat is not a sticky mat. It's a pretty smooth surface mat. You can use a box. This is just like a little like jewelry box or gift box. But also paper plates, plastic plates that slide. If you're on hardwood floors, socks, slippers, towels. So we'll be in a plank position. Now I'm going to start this one on my knees, and then I'll progress it up onto my toes. If you know you're ready for the toes, go for it. But if you're not sure about your low back, like check it out and then try it on the knees first. So I'm just going to do one arm out and then pull it back in. The other arm out, pull it back in. And sometimes if your glidey object is not very glidey, this one can feel put a little too much stress on your low back. So it's another reason to try it on the knees, is just to see how difficult it is just to slide. Then push up onto your toes, slide one arm out, and then the other. We have one, and then the other. Try to keep your hips nice and level. One arm out, and then the other. Nice and controlled. And then the other. Let's do two. Let's do one, and stretch it back, reaching long. Bring those gliders out to your feet. We're coming up into our high plank. And this is an exercise that you can do one leg at a time. So just one, kind of like a really slow mountain climber. But if you're feeling okay and your gliders are slidey enough, slide both legs in, try to keep a flat back, send them out. And they don't have to come in very far. They could come right to there and back out. We're thinking flat back, pulling from the low abs. And remember, one leg at a time is still really, really hard. So do whatever feels best for your back. Exhale to pull the knees in. Inhale, extend out. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, extend out. Make sure that when you bring those legs in that you're not like sitting back onto your heels. We're keeping the weight forward in our hands. We have two more. Pull in and send them out. Last one. Send them out. Okay, y'all, let's come down into a forearm plank. If you need a rest, take a rest. Coming into your forearm plank. Squeeze the thighs together. We're going to try to lift and pike our hips up just a little. We pike up. We take it out. Pike up. Slide those gliders in. Take it out. If this feels bad on your back, try this on your knees and just pike without sliding. 4 more. Think about using your abs, not your hips. Last one. Take it down and shake it out. Nice work, y'all. Okay, yes, that terrible sound. That's my ankle. It makes that sound. I'm working on it. It's a process. Okay, y'all. We're going to move on. Oh, I wanted to do a little upper body. This is for Leia. She asked for some oil rigger push-ups, so here you go. Oil rigger push-ups, I think they're great as a really also just a nice progression into a good solid elbows in push-up. We're going to be in a tabletop position. Send one leg out. Elbows are staying in close to the body. I'm going to lower down. I'm going to try to bring my face in front of my hands and then push through my arms to come up. What often happens here, if it's feeling easy, check yourself. Are you doing this? Or are you really leaning into it? Try to keep the elbows over your wrists. And if it's too much with one leg, just go ahead and put both knees down. But just make sure you're coming forward. We're going to do 2 more on this side. Shoulders are down. Elbows are into the body. Last one. And then take it on the other side. And this is not about kicking the leg up. So that leg that's behind me, I'm just trying to let my body almost seesaw down. So I'm going to try to keep the hip down, keep that leg straight. Elbows stay into the body, elbows stay over the wrists. I lean into it. Let myself go down. Exhale, come up. Really thinking control. Just letting your body tilt and leaning into it. We'll do 2 more. Push it on up. Nice flat hands. Last one. And come on up and then stretch it back. Reaching long. Taking a nice child's pose. Let's come around onto our backs. We're just going to get a tiny little bit of booty work in. You're on your backs. Feet are planted. And I'm just going to lift the hips up and lower down. Lifting up and lowering down. Now, one thing I really like to do is to put a block or a rolled up towel. I have yoga blocks around, but really anything just to make sure that I'm keeping my thighs hugging in. I'm just really thinking about my pelvis, trying to hug those legs into the right underneath of my hips, making sure my feet are flat on the mat so that I'm not putting more weight on the insides of my feet. And if you need to adjust where, if you place a towel there, you need to adjust the placement so that you can get your feet really flat, go for it. Lifting up, squeeze, and take it down. Lift it up, hold it here. I want you to think of this not just as a booty exercise or a hamstring exercise, but as a stretch for your quads and your hips. Taking it up and hold, up and hold, up and hold, up and hold. Not thinking lift from the back, but again, think hip and quad stretch. I'm trying to lift up and lengthen through the top of my body. So yes, it's work. But again, a really good stretch is usually has some element of work to it so that we're really supported and safe. So that we're keeping our joints safe while we stretch. Lifting up and hold, really tiny little lifts. 3, 2, 1, and done. Okay, take that away. Grab your glider again, 1 or 2. Planting your feet on these gliders. Definitely try this with just 1 at a time. I'm lifting up and going out and pulling in. Other side out and in. 1 is out and in. Other is out and in. We're going to do just a few of these. Trying to keep your hips level. Out and in. Notice if they're twisting. Feeling the work in the back of the leg. Out and in. 2 more. Out. Exhale, pull in. Okay, we are going to go into 2 legs. Now for me, this feels terrible on my back. So, and it's crazy. I'm like, should I really even be telling them to do this? But I also have really a very imbalanced body. I work for Balance Gym. Very imbalanced body. And I have overly long hamstrings. So they really do talk to me in ways that sometimes not everybody has the same experience. So knowing your body is not the same as mine, I'm going to give you some options, but please really listen to yourself. So the fullest expression of this next exercise, we would lift up. We would take the legs out. We would pull back in. I push into the floor to make sure my abs and my lower back, my abs are engaged and my lower back is not getting hurt when I do this. So if that feels okay to you, going out, pulling on in, you stick with it by all means. If it feels like a Charlie horse waiting to happen, you lift up the hips, you take the legs out, you lower down, and you push your heels into the floor to pull back in. So we're working eccentrically. We take those legs away. We drop the hips down, dig into the floor to pull back to still work those hamstrings, but in a really supported way. So those are your options. Keep the hips up the whole time, or just work with the hips up only as the feet are going out and then lower down. This is a nice option also if you're one of my runners out there or someone who has taken up running since you've been trapped inside, I really prefer this option so that we don't overwork your hamstrings. So that tomorrow your run won't feel terrible if you do just a little less in this exercise. Now, of course, listen to your body. Again, everyone's body is different. And you might be like, what? Hips up and out and in is super easy. If that's really true, though, like, please DM me. I need to know what your routine is. We need to chat. And pull it in. One more. Up. Take it out. Drop it down. Pull it in, hug the knees into the chest, and squeeze. Let's do just a little bit more abdominal work, and then we'll be done. So we've got like 3 minutes left. We'll take a little side seal. So this is actually oblique. The core work. So we're going to take today's seal. We're going to keep our legs squeezing together. I'm going to take my bottom arm and extend it out perpendicular to my body. If you can keep the hips stacked and bring the arm out by your ear and you want to try that, go for it. It's a little harder to balance. I put my hand behind my head. This isn't always how this is taught, but this helps me to remember to keep my neck in line with the rest of my spine. I lift up and down, up and down. Being mindful of your low back. There shouldn't be any pinching. I'm going to squeeze my thighs together. You may feel some muscles working, like your QL muscle working in your low back. I'm going to feel your obliques working. But it shouldn't feel pinchy or bad. And you're the only one who knows that. And you're the only one who can see you right now, maybe. So you do whatever option feels right for you. We have 2. We have 1. We hold it up. Little pulses. Out, 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 out. We have 4. We have 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Swing the legs around. Whew. Stacking those hips. Arm goes out perpendicular to your body. Hand is behind your head, or it can be overhead, and you can make this beautiful, like, ballerina sweep. Lifting up, up, up. Someone told me once that, and I don't know if this is true, so I might be spreading rumors, that the reason all the ballerinas do Pilates is because Joseph Pilates shared an office in the same building as the New York City Ballet or ABT. I think it was New York City Ballet. And that's when the dancers would get hurt. They started just sending them down to him rather than deal with it themselves. Can you get it out? So if anyone knows if that's actually true, please comment. Let me know. And up. Taking a little pulse. Up. And 7, 6, and 5. Nice and controlled. Try not to throw your head around into this. It's really just from here moving. And 2, and 1. Okay, one last thing. We're coming onto our backs. If I keep looking over here, it's because my computer's over here. So I'm just trying to see if anyone is even out there or commenting or if something goes wrong. So if I keep looking over here, I just want to make sure we're all still together here. Let's just take our legs up. We're going to take our hands. They can be under your hips, or I personally just like to push my hands into the ground or hold the sides of my mat. I'm going to flex my feet on the way down, and you don't have to go very low. I'm going to point on the way up. I flex on the way down. I point on the way up. I'm trying to keep a neutral spine. Flex on the way down. Point on the way up. We flex on the way down. We point on the way up. You take this at your pace. Inhale, come up. We flex with that exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower down. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders forward. Find this scoop shape again. Arms can come out by your ears. We hold here. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your bum, engage the pelvic floor. Hold for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Hug the knees into the chest and squeeze. Thank you guys so much for coming out today to my little live workout. If you're watching this after the fact, that's cool. Don't worry about it. I'm glad that you came by and stopped by to watch, even if it wasn't live with me. And let me know in the comments, whether you're watching now or watch later, what you'd like to do next week. Just a heads up that next week, this class moves to a members only class, and it's at 11 o'clock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it will be in the Balance Gym members only group. So for my members, my students, regular students, or even if you've never taken class with me, I'm Kathryn. I want to see you next week. Give me requests. Oh, it's also a 45-minute class, so we have more time. So we'll have a little bit more of a full body workout. I don't know what this gesture was, but yeah, so let me know what you want to do, what you want to see more of, and also there will probably be less chattiness because it's going to be an official class. So we're starting at 11. So we'll get moving next week, but let me know what you want to do. And in the meantime, do feel free to come on over to my page. I'm going to comment, Kathryn Elizabeth Kelly is my name. Come on over to my page. We're going to do a stretch right after this. Like now. Oh my gosh, it's time. I'm late for my own live. Also, tips are always appreciated via Venmo. So I'll leave that info in the comments. Thank you guys so much, those of you who have been helping me out during this crazy, crazy time. I hope this is helpful to you guys too. Thank you guys so much. Bye.